Hi, I'm George Cox. Welcome to this edition of WestfordCAT News for Friday, November 14th. Coming up, Westford election highlights, 1,000 people at Chipotle, and Carrot-oke. What is it? You'll have to stay tuned and find out. That's on this edition of WestfordCAT News. Election day is come and gone here in Westford. Democratic incumbent Jim Arcero was re-elected to a fourth term in the Massachusetts House of Representatives. He represents Westford, Littleton, and portions of Chelmsford. Arcero earned 53% of the vote, his lowest tally to date. Due to the loss of his father in the month of October, Arcero said the victory was bittersweet, although was grateful to the voters for another term.
I care very much about this job, I care very much about representing the people of Chelmsford, Littleton, and Westford, but ultimately, to me, family is first. And, it clearly is a difficult time. I'm excited and happy that the voters of the Second Middlesex District gave me an opportunity to represent them in the state legislature in this next session, but also very hurtful my father's not here tonight.
His main challenger, Republican Dennis Galvin, earned 43% of the vote. A member of the Westford Planning Board, Galvin also ran for state representative in 2004. While his race against Arcero was closer than his 2004 loss to Jeff Hall, Galvin was still disappointed.
I did run in 2004, and the spread at that time was I think 55-45. I think this time it's 53-43. So yes, there was progress, and that is, I suppose, some measure of satisfaction and solace that we can take out of it. But the fact of the matter is we didn't win, and that's a disappointment, and I'm not going to try to sugarcoat that anyway. It's a very, very bitter disappointment.
Galvin has not yet announced whether he will run again in 2016, but pledged to work with Arcero to make Massachusetts a better place for voters of all political affiliations. Next up is Rekha Sharma with this week's health tip.
Hello everyone, my name is Rekha Sharma. Today I'm here with a new health tip on WestfordCAT News. Today I'm going to talk about turmeric. Turmeric is antiseptic, antibacterial, anti-inflammatory, and highly recommended for people having osteoarthritis and rheumatoid arthritis. It is anti-cancerous and helpful in childhood leukemia. It is a natural liver detoxifier, and it also helps to prevent the progression of Alzheimer's disease. So add some turmeric to your cooking to get the benefits. Thank you for now, and see you next week.
Here's Jody Ross with the Town Manager's Report.
Hi, I'm Jody Ross, Westford Town Manager for WestfordCAT Weekly News. And I'd like to start by saying today's election day, and we have a great turnout, so I'm wishing all the candidates out there some good luck, and it'll be interesting to see what happens with our questions on the ballot. A couple of things I'd like to mention. We have a great staff here in Westford, and a couple of these people have recently received recognitions. Chris Clutchman is our Director of Land Use Management, and she was selected to be on the Mass Association of Planning Directors and serve on the 495 Metro West Suburban Edge Commission, which is very, very important. Matt Hackala is our Building Commissioner, and he was recently appointed to the Department of Public Safety Building Official Certification Committee. So congratulations to both of them. I'd also like to mention a couple of our police officers. Officer Derek Hartley and Scott Hyder helped a resident who lost her dog in the Market Basket parking lot, and these two officers helped her corral that dog, which ran down Carlisle Road, and then finally tired out, they were able to secure the dog for the resident. She wrote us a nice letter of thanks. And then we had some puppies that were found at the library, and our dispatcher, Andrew Sheehan, along with our animal control officer, Meg Mazzoni, and our library staff, helped find the proper home for those puppies and took care of them. So thank you to all the staff for going above and beyond. Something interesting, we have a restaurant, Viva Cucina, which many of you may have been to, that is in Cornerstone. They're going to start having some entertainment. They're going to have a little jazz trio there, and they will be having some music a couple evenings a week, and maybe like a jazz brunch, which will be interesting to bring to Westford. We recently heard from the Pedestrian Safety Committee. They're interested in putting a sidewalk from the Bose Hill neighborhood to the Bruce Freeman Rail Trail, and that will be something that the town will be considering at the upcoming March Town meeting in this spring. The Board of Selectmen voted to establish the Board of Selectmen Town Manager goals at their last meeting. They are available on our website, westfordma.gov, and we have about 12 pretty substantial goals to attain this year. And I won't go through those. You can look at that if you're interested online. Many of you may be wondering what's going on with the intersections at Route 40 and Oak Hill Road and also Dunstable Road. And actually, the state did approve those projects recently for federal aid funding, and we're expecting to have those projects completed in fiscal year 2017. We also just went out to bid for renovations to our Westford Museum, which used to be a school. It was built in 1794, and they're doing construction to keep that building in good shape, and hopefully it'll last another 220 years. I recently had the pleasure of attending the grand opening of 5 new veterans housing affordable units at 173 Carlisle Road. This was a project that Choice, which is Chelmsford Housing Opportunities for Intergenerational and Community Endeavors, worked with our town to bring to fruition, and it will house 5 veterans and their families, and it was very, very nice presentation and recognition for that. That's pretty much what we have going on right now. Our budget we're putting the final touches on our budget. Capital Planning will be meeting this week to make their final recommendations, and you can expect to see me present the budget to the Board of Selectmen and Finance Committee on November 18th. And any information we can provide to you, you may reach us at our office, 978-692-5501, or on our website, westfordma.gov, and thank you very much.
Neshoba Tech has announced that the top quarter of its graduating class will receive 2 free years of in-state college tuition under the John and Abigail Adams Scholarship. Up to a quarter of the graduates in each Massachusetts high school class can become eligible for the scholarship if they can achieve an advanced score on the 10th grade English and Math MCAS. If they apply for collegiate financial aid and enroll in a public college or university in Massachusetts. The list of 44 Neshoba Tech students eligible this year for the scholarships included 2 Westford students, Dale Flamburis and Thomas Greenwood. Halloween is the busiest day of the year at Westford's Chipotle location, and this year was no exception. Over 1,000 customers walked through the doors this year as part of the company-wide event where anyone wearing a costume got a burrito bowl, salad, or taco for only $3. Chipotle General Manager Joshua Thompson calls the event the store's annual Super Bowl and said there would have been even more customers if not for a fake fire alarm around dinner time. According to the company's website, the event helped raise up to $1 million for nutrition and sustainable farming causes. Let it grow, let it grow. Yes, let it grow. The Agricultural Commission put on a flash mob, and our very own Andrew Sylvia was on the scene for Carrot-oke. Stay tuned.
I'm here at the Fat Moon Farm with Christine Berthold. Christine, hello.
Hi, how are you doing?
Good. So what are we doing here today? I've heard that there's going to be a flash mob.
Well, it's pretty exciting. We have a lot of folks coming out here today to the farm. We're going to be recording a video. You may be aware that last month, on October 15th, the Conservation Commission announced their intention to earmark a parcel of land for community gardens. So the Agricultural Commission was really excited about this, and we're looking for a way to tell the public about that. It just so happened at the same time, a group of volunteers from Fat Moon were having lunch one day, and someone brought up this Carrot-oke contest. And we thought, that could be a really fun way to get folks thinking about growing food again in Westford. So let's do it.
I've heard there's been a lot of ideas for that community garden, herb gardens, commercial gardening. Will karaoke with carrots be one of the things that's going on there, or is this just for today?
Well, it's definitely going on today. I'm thinking this may be a one-time deal. We invited, so the Carrot-oke Challenge is an effort put forth by Kitchen Gardeners International. It is it's sort of just a fun way to bring awareness to their program, which gives grants for community gardens. And so I think very much akin to the bucket challenge of the summer, the ice bucket challenge. You know, they're looking for something interesting to do that might encourage people to spread the word. And so they're inviting contestants to come forward and sing a song into a carrot microphone. That's the challenge, to take a video of it and submit it to the contest. So that's what we're doing. We thought it would be a fun way to get the word out about our community gardens. And so we put the invitation out for folks to come out, and we have 60 people coming in a few minutes. So.
Up next, Ira Keltz is going to give you a rundown of events going on in the great town of Westford.
Hello, I'm Ira Keltz, and here are a few things going on in Westford over the next few weeks. Bridges by Epoch is hosting a support group for dementia caregivers on Monday, November 24th at 4:30 p.m. In addition to a meal, memory impairment specialists will be on hand to share ideas and experiences in a setting built to help those who care for loved ones with Alzheimer's and other illnesses involving memory impairment. For more information or to RSVP, call 978-692-9541. 'Tis the season for craft fairs. There are 2 coming up in November that are on our radar. One at Neshoba Tech, that's on Saturday, November 22nd from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And the other at the Rodenbush Community Center on Sunday, November 23rd from 1 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. At the J.V. Fletcher Library, author Michael Blanding will be on hand to discuss his new book, The Map Thief, a true life story of a man who made millions stealing priceless maps while leading a double life as a respected antiques dealer. That presentation is occurring on November 18th at 7 p.m. And speaking of J.V. Fletcher Library, Helen Fu will be there on December 2nd, starting at 5 p.m. to give her presentation on essential oils, part of Sustainable Westford's Winter Series. Here's Helen with some more information on the event.
Have you ever tried essential oils? An essential oil is basically the lifeblood of a plant, and it's been used throughout history in many different cultures and countries. Essential oils are the essence of a plant, so it can get 50 to 100 times stronger than dry herbs. It gets into the cells within just a few seconds. It can help people with a lot of health issues, ranging from anxiety, depression, to insomnia. Anybody can use essential oils to prevent disease or just improve their mental and physical function. Come and join me on December the 2nd from 5 to 7 p.m. at the J.V. Fletcher Library to learn more. Please go to sustainablewestford.org to sign up and to get more details. See you then!
If you have an event you'd like us to mention on WestfordCAT News, email us the details at news@westfordcat.org. I'm Ira Keltz. Back to you, George.
The Westford Conservation Trust celebrated its 30th birthday by honoring 2 of its founders, Bill and Marion Harmon. The ceremony came before the group's annual meeting, which held a talk by Mass Wildlife Assistant Director Tom French.
We're amazed, we're delighted to receive that, and we have enjoyed so much working with the Conservation Trust, and feel that we're stepped off the board now, which is why we're receiving the award. But the present board is doing a wonderful job.
Both are now emeritus members of the group, which helps maintain trails in town and helps preserve Westford's other natural areas. And for some news from some corporations located here in Westford, here's our own Andrew Sylvia.
Hello, I'm Andrew Sylvia, and this is your Westford Corporate Business Minute. Sonus Networks announced Q3 earnings with some mixed results last week. On one hand, the company reported $73.2 million in revenues over the past quarter, down from $75.6 billion in Q2. But on the other hand, non-GAAP net income grew by 26%, according to Sonus CFO Mark Greenquist. The company, which has offices here in Westford on Technology Park Drive, projects Q4 revenue to be in the range of $76 to $82 million, with total fiscal year revenue somewhere between $295 and $301 million. News was somewhat better for one of Sonus' neighbors, Cadent. Cadent reported it made $6.6 million in profits over Q3, leading the company's stock price to jump over 20% over Halloween week. The stock price was also impacted by the acquisition of J&L Fiber Services Incorporated, which Cadent CEO John Painter says has annual sales of approximately $10 million. Down Littleton Road, Red Hat also purchased a new subsidiary recently, the Irish-based company called Feed Henry. Known for its enterprise-based mobile and online apps, Red Hat hopes to integrate Feed Henry's enterprise cloud-based development tools into its existing portfolio. Last month, Carlisle Road's Cineshore announced it purchased Elman International of Hicksville, New York for $13.2 million. The purchase was the latest in a long string of acquisitions for Cineshore, which has become one of the world's leaders in cosmetic laser technologies. That's it for this week's Business Update. I'm Andy Sylvia. Back to you, George.
Recently, the school committee took up the issue of installing a new camera system throughout the town's schools, as well as building new bathroom and visitor bleachers for all football fields outside of Westford Academy. Superintendent Bill Olson told the board that the cameras will cost $550,000 in a noted 2012 incident at Neshoba Tech where cameras helped end a standoff with a student who was believed to have brought a gun onto school grounds.
I think it's a well thought out plan in terms of the locations and the number of cameras. Strategically, it's important to us because, as you know, our staff and a number of our students, and an increasing number of students, have been trained in the ALICE program. One of the key elements of that is being able to identify where an intruder is in a building. And without the cameras, we effectively cannot do that. So that, if you recall, you supported the security cameras last year. It's just that in conversation with Jody, we decided to take that off the capital plan towards the end of the budget process last year, so that we absolutely made sure that it is more thoroughly developed, and it is more thoroughly developed at this point in time.
Several members of the board drew concerns over potential hacking of the cameras if they run on a wireless network, as well as their possible effectiveness. Olson's recommendation for $40,000 to study the bathroom and bleachers also drew concerns from members of the school committee, such as Erica Cole.
I have a couple of concerns with that particular item. What one is, let me pull up my notes. So, one is that we are overspending by hundreds of thousands every year for the last couple of years our maintenance funds. And we are relying on, hopefully, staff departing and being filled in by more junior staff, and those funds are being used to fund a lot of our things, like the both in terms of the services that we're getting, contracted services, as well as the maintenance, and by adding on a new building that could well see some vandalism by their towns, or stopped up plumbing, or things that there's absolutely the likelihood that this new building could add to our maintenance burden. We're already exceeding it by hundreds.
There was also an update from the Full Day Kindergarten Citizens Advisory Committee and their work on providing data on whether Westford should have public full-day kindergarten. Citizens Advisory Committee is inviting parents with children under the age of 6 to participate in a survey regarding full-day kindergarten. Those parents can find the survey online. It will be available until November 21st. We'd like to thank everyone for watching the show, and if you'd like to be a volunteer or you have a show idea, you can drop us a line at WestfordCAT.org. For all of us at WestfordCAT, we want to thank you for watching. I'm George Cox. Remember, don't just watch TV, make it. We'll see you again next time.